And Almighty God gives us an opportunity to share some of my life experience so we all can be safe, physically strong, emotionally balanced, and spiritually growing. Somebody asked me, why are you talking about physical body? And I'll quote something. Sharir madhyam khalu dharma sadhanam. Body, if we keep it in good shape, then our dharma, what is our dharma? A two way of saying. Some people say dharma means your duty, but Bhagavan Mahavir says dharma means your nature. Know yourself, who you are. And once we know our nature, that's what we call liberation, separation, or mukti. So, body is a vehicle, right? To reach our destination. Everybody uses their car to come here. Our body is a vehicle. It's not be all and end all of our life. And when we are aware of that, then it is our utmost obligation. I see in India when I go and visit people, oh, Ashwari, and it's quite like in Marathi they says, stop crying. This is a gift from higher power. And there is a purpose. And the purpose is, you know yourself. Hindu will say, self-realization and non-realization. Jain philosophy will say, Atma Atma is Paramatma. And both, in their way, that's perfect. So Hindu will say it will merge. So then, if it is merged, then there is no separation. There is only one. So, if we keep the purpose in mind, and then we understand and we take good care of it. Other thing I did notice that people will say, oh, science has created so many problems and always blame the science. But I tell them, science is the rishis or munis who are searching the truth in external world. And that helps us to live with the comfort. But if we get stuck with the science, then we lose our main goal. So science gives us convenience. Can you imagine if Gita has to walk from where she lives to here? It will be one big tirthyatra, right? Yes. But science has given us the vehicle. You sit half an hour, we are here. So use the science, the technology, and the strength of the science. But strength itself, not enough. If we use the strength itself, it will make us convenience, but we will lose our inner peace, inner joy, and our journey. And that's what we say, the countries don't advance quite a lot in science, because that energy created by the science can be destructive. And we have seen that, right, in history, Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and so somebody developed that energy. So science develops the energy in external object, but that's not enough. We need to develop the energy with inner science. One is external. We need to take advantage of that and balance that energy and inner peace, inner knowledge, inner bliss, right understanding the purpose of life. If we balance these two, we're on the right track. And then we'll be also thankful. Welcome, Martha. She is the one. That's a special chair for you.
Yes.
So what I was saying about Martha, she's the first one. I think she heard what we did in South Florida temple. So she says, "Can you do this in our Jain temple?" I say, "Yes." Knowledge is not one area; it's a universal. And with this now, let us start. So now we know it's important to take good care of the body, mind, emotions, and also take good care of our soul, spiritual progress. That was the point I wanted to make. Now let's start with the self-assessment. Mukundbhai, multi-band after it?
Sure.
And by the way, the very first prayer, what I said, these are all qualities of our soul. All qualities. If you want to say soul or Paramatma or Sadguru, in reality, Sadguru is a link who connects us from our physical to spiritual side. Because in science we say catalyst, because two things cannot work until the catalyst agent is there. So the Sadguru is like that connecting link from our body to the higher self. And like we say about Mahavir Bhagavan, Akaran Karuna is driven by compassion because he or she, Sadguru form, was in the same situation where we are and he's gone through what we are going through. So he naturally has the compassion because birth and all kinds of challenges we get through in life. He been there. And then how he liberate? So he can help us to bring close to our spiritual growth. At the same time, has a lot of Akaran Karuna, unconditional love. Okay, let's start. Self-assessment, very first page you will see, it says intrinsic risk factor. And this was developed when I was the director of rehab at Memorial. It took us like 3 years because, as you know, in big institute, there are a lot of form committee and one will add something, delete something, it goes on. So it took like 3 years to develop site. I hope please don't throw it away. Keep it, review periodically, and this will help. So let's take few moments to fall risk therapy assessment. Just glance all intrinsic factors, means those who are related to our body. Extrinsic, those who are related to external environment, like house, light. So please take a moment to look at all these intrinsic risk factors. I'm just going to go through quickly. History of fall, impaired muscle strength / tone, mobility, impaired balance, coordination / reflexes, unable to maintain stable upright posture, impaired depth perception, impaired sensory input, visual deficit affecting navigation, pain affecting activity and movement, vestibular disorders like vertigo or dizziness, post-operative affecting weight-bearing gait, orthostatic hypotension, and I'm going to elaborate on this. Someone will wonder what is orthostatic hypotension. I will explain, and we will take a long time because you guys are gracious enough to give me. And when time comes, please remind me, okay? Right. So no, but when it comes like 10 minutes left, just remind me. So because a lot of time people say you are not Vinodbhai, you are Vinodbhai. So I don't want to continue that image, you know. So okay, orthostatic hypotension, morbidity, comorbidities, for example, Parkinson's disease, dementia, CVA, neuropathies, arthritis, history of syncope, or hypoglycemia. Take medication with adverse effect, diuretics, laxatives, CNS suppression are positive. Nobody in our this center has alcohol abuse. But yes, that can also create the safety issue. Unsafe prostatic orthotic use, non-ambulatory or wheelchair bound, urinary bowel frequency, urgency or incontinence, impaired mental status like confusion, disorientation, poor judgment, risky behavior. Some people by nature always take a risk. They forget that the age, but we'll talk about it. Fear of falling and other. So now we are going to elaborate because I'm a therapist, so I cannot sit too long. So I'll move. And why is a history of fall? Chances are, if somebody has fallen less than 6 months ago, history can repeat, they can fall. And unfortunately, let me share some statistics. These are the old, so chances are it's increased. Per year, 86,000 people die, not just get injured, die with fall-related complications. So take fall a little bit seriously. Because what happens? Fall, fracture hip, then post-op, hip replacement, internal fixation, post-op complications. I know my dear brother Lux had lost his parents. Post-op, right? They had some surgery. I lost my mother. It is 71. Now I'm older than my mom. She fell. Surgery, hip surgery. She develops just like spiritual thrombosis, like blood clot goes into the lungs, and she never gained the consciousness. Because in India, they don't give like post-op like blood fever, unfortunately. And now things must have changed. But that was the time when I lost my mother, and I remember you were in India too, right? Your dad or mom? Yeah. So, fall. What is the statistics about fall? Once we turn 65, out of 4, 1 is going to fall. That's the statistics. 75, out of 4, 2 are going to fall. 85, 3. And with the God's blessing, if you live 90, the 100% chances of fall is there. So why? Why that has to do with the age? Because a lot of things we don't do in life is one of the physical fitness, or aware about how to maintain our strength, balance, posture, coordination, and that causes us to fall. When I used to see Vinodbhai, remember how Mitra will go and spend the time exercise. Because exercise do keep you physically strong. So, history of fall, be careful. Take an oath in front of Bhagwan Mahavir that I need your help, no more fall, at least for 6 months. If you pass the 6-month phase, then chances are you are stable again. Okay? So again we say like root cause analysis. So we are now going with the second one. Impair muscle strength, tone, and mobility. How we get impaired? By once we cross 45, by default. So now there's a neurologist will say degenerative muscle dysfunction. Nice term, right? It doesn't tell you anything because after a certain age, body automatically starts getting weak. And that's not enough. Body also gets tight and stiff. So combination of weakness and tightness is like creating that situation where we can lose balance. And also when muscle pain is like given, right? A lot of time, without any effort, we get to pain, degenerative joint conditions. So we should, before we go today, we all will have some program which we are going to practice. And there are three levels. We'll go to that, like what you can do lying down, what you can do sitting, and what you can do standing. So let's see, what is the next one? Why the muscle tone changes after certain condition like stroke? Muscle can either get hypo or hyper. When the hypertone, known as spasticity, and unfortunately, there is no remedy for spasticity. In Parkinson, people develop rigidity. There is a difference, but we won't go in that. But in other words, tone is increased. And increased tone compromises the motion or activity. Okay, I need the volunteer for next one. We'll use flux. Come on in. I just wanted to show you because sometimes when you see, you believe it. Can you raise your arm up? No problem, right? That's perfect. Now, next thing I want, that's right, to round your shoulder, move your head forward. Move your head forward. Look at it. Round shoulder, head forward. Okay, and now try to raise your arm up. Don't take my picture. Down. Try again. More. Down. Head forward. You are not bending your head. Bend your head. Don't you? Next. Okay.
Look at your feet.
Okay. Now raise your arm up. You are going from the sideways. Can you raise the arm from the front? Yes. From the front, like suppose you want to get some. You see the how the relax, please. Okay. Yes, you pass the test. So what I was trying to say, you don't change in the posture. It doesn't have the frozen shoulder because you already show how far it can go. But the moment he changed, and is you will see for me, even if I no matter how hard I do, so he tried to compensate going sideways. So body also learn to how to compensate, or also we call that pseudo movement. It's not real. It's look like real. So be aware of that. Posture is very good, and it's not that hard to maintain the posture. I'll just show you. If you find, everybody has the wall at the home, right? So it's 6 inches away, then you touch the back of the things, you touch the wall, your shoulder should, and move your neck inward. If you can touch head, you can bring your arm back and tighten up the abdomen, then you stay away. Thank you, Martin. So that gives you a good posture. And then you have to develop the habit. Because anytime we correct the posture, don't forget and go like this again. So, and it takes like 21 days if you be conscious. And I consider the conscious effort is a quality of soul. Okay? Mind goes on habit rabbit. Whatever good, bad, or ugly habit we form, mind is going to follow. But the soul has a conscious energy. If you use it for 21 days, then it will become autopilot, automatic. But that we have to do it. So is that going to happen like we are not going to fall or change? It will happen. But who reminds you? Your soul will remind you. Correct. You correct, and one stage will come. Posture. Another thing, I'm not going to ask you to be volunteer. I don't But let me see. I'll just show you how my posture changes my breathing, changes my ability to swallow, changes my ability to look up. Like this three-story building. Now watch. You already see my speech is changing. Now I cannot swallow. I cannot do more than this. I'm stuck. It affects your respiration, digestion, your ability to navigate, like seeing what's going on. And that thing does not happen overnight. Remember that. It's a slow process. A lot of things in our life, we think like, oh, it just can't. No, it doesn't. Just like I'd say, rather than celebrating a birthday, we should say that it's a death day. Because every moment, because our death is not an event, it's a process. The moment we enter in this world, most of us, we come full of ignorance, not aware who am I, where I'm coming from, where I'm going, zero. Then entire our life live the same way. When departure time comes, we think like suddenly we are going to become a more or going to have the samadhi maran. No, you have to work on it. So to Jain Dharma is great, it's a great example. And if you develop that, like satsang, swadhyay, understanding the life's challenges, yes, we can all progress towards that. But it's again, it's not an event, it's a process. So if we keep that in mind and we will continue our journey, importance of the posture, importance of the strength, impaired depth perception in some visual problems, cataract is developing. For me right now it's a plane, and in that it may be like go deeper, and that can cause the fall. Certain medication or changes your orientation or depth perception. Impaired sensory input. In some conditions, like diabetic neuropathy, alcoholic neuropathy, you don't feel that sensory feedback. So you try to slap the foot, you must have seen that because it's not they like to slap, but they don't feel it, the sensory feedback. Because in body, there is sensory motor integration. In life, integration of all yoga, whether it is karma yoga, bhakti yoga, jnana yoga, dhyan yoga, when they all work together, it's integrated. So body also has an integration of sensory, motor, perceptual, lot of things. So we should keep that thing in mind. We already talked about visual deficit affecting the navigation. But if you don't see it properly, I can look somewhere and I can hit this, right? So it's very important to be aware about our vision. So if somebody is diabetic, the doctor says at least once a year, go and check your eyes. And I personally think like once we reach 45, 50, we should check our eyes. It's very important. We learn through the eyes 83% what we see, 14% what we hear, and remaining 3 from the other parties. So if we notice our hearing is compromised, we should do something, use the technology to benefit us. Somebody just saw it, Puja bin, you can find, you know, so yes, because one of the things I believe, like each soul is unique, and we should bow to that soul. Because as a human, and we say like Namah, is I bow to your soul, and also then I to myself. So that's the one of the teaching of spirituality, right? Namaste, Namaskar. So, vestibular, okay, vestibular disorder. Anybody has a vertigo? Okay, Lataben has a vertigo. And you know, there is a difference between dizziness and vertigo. Dizziness, you yourself feel unsteady. So, like somebody is just going on the life side, okay? Life is not too serious. So, one of the guys was drunk and now he's dizzy. So, and he's struggling. So, somebody, the kind hearted Ramesh Preswan, I said, I want to, because he's trying to get in his house, but he's so like going all over, you know. So he says, I want to help you. Can I? I said, oh, thank you for helping. Why don't you hold this house? The house is moving and I'm not able to put the key in. So that's how dizziness, when you think like everything is around you, like you are unsteady. Vertigo, so dangerous. Surrounding moves so rapidly. I have seen the people while sitting comfortably in the chair in the doctor's office, vertigo attack comes in, they're on the floor. I said, what happened? You're sitting. He said, no, it moves so fast, I could not maintain my sitting position. And you know, so if it is BPV, like benign, it's so easy to correct it because all that crystal, now the thanks to YouTube, there are so many videos, and if anybody needs, I can just teach you. Now I remind Latagan, there are medication. And once the crystals are balanced, vertigo is gone. But vertigo can be a cause of fall. Post-operative, a lot of time, and it's not the doctor's fault. Person is not allowed to put the weight, and then they will say, walk with the walker only. Now imagine 71 years old young guys try to walk. How much risk is there with the walker, right? It's very risky. So in that time, there is a scooter comes in. If you notice, and it's very safe. You can put your leg nicely and you can think. So some adaptive equipment can protect us. So weight bearing part, vestibular. Okay, now we are coming on orthostatic hypotension. And a lot of people with a history of Parkinson, when they are lying down, suppose their blood pressure is 120 or 80, the moment they sit is 100 over 70, and the moment they get up, unit drops further. So hypotension gives you the dizziness, you can lose the consciousness or you fall. So we should be aware of that. If there is a situation, look at this nowadays, the blood pressure thing comes, right? You can do in the lying down, sitting, when you get up. And therapy point of view, take a little time to adjust your body. Don't be in a rush. You're not a 4 years young child. Respect your age, respect your body. Take a little time so body can adjust. And if you, due to whatever reason it's not, then come up with a strategy how to be safe. So one of the recommendations, take time. And it's not just only Parkinson's people get, okay? Hypertension, orthostatic hypertension can come to anybody. So be careful with that. Morbidities and comorbidities. And we see some people, once we stop our vertical expansion, they go horizontally. That's risky. Because if you keep expanding that body, and you can notice that, and sometimes one of my friends, I will tell them, reduce a little bit. They say, no, I'm eating my hard-earned money's food. What's the problem with you? I said, no, I don't have any problem. Only thing I'm thinking, down the road, you will have problems. And I notice the osteoarthritis kicks in, then you end up having knee replacement and all these things. If it is overweight. So best thing is if we stay active, manage our weight with the ideal BMI, little bit up and down, no problem. During COVID, we have found, Deepika then will say, a lot of people have little 5-10 pound extra. They survived during the COVID. And those people who are really skinny, they decide to leave this physical planet. So fat is not bad. I'm not saying it that way. Don't be like too much like 1 pound here, 1 pound. No. That's not the best. Don't like more morbidities where it becomes so dangerous. Other condition like stroke, neuropathies, arthritis, symptoms. Symptom means without anything, you just pass out. Rameshbhai, if you talk to him, he will tell you how he lost. And it's a mystery. So, medication, I think it's each and every person's obligation. So, anything you put in your mouth, whoever prescribes, the doctors or whoever, ask him, what is this? Why I'm taking this? And don't end there. So, what are the things I should look for? What are the complication can happen? What is the reaction can come? And plus, I'm taking 5 other medications. Are they working together? Or they work against each other? It's very important. Is our health, our safety, putting anything in our body, we should have that. And if they don't give that proper answer, we have 2 choices. To find the doctor who tell us, or go in the internet, and there are so many apps comes in. If you put what you are taking, it will tell you. Because doctors are also human. And nowadays they are challenged so much, they don't have that much time. So keep that thing in mind. Somebody, I just saw a few minutes ago, someone was in a wheelchair. Somebody is in the wheelchair or bedbound. The risk of fall is there. And also the risk of caregiver, when you try to move them, and if you don't know how to move them properly, you can get hurt. And sometime if you need that, I can be with you and show you, because I have moved the people 350 plus. How to use the body mechanics, how to protect yourself. So, and other thing is, some people have like during your home urgency, they try to go, and if it really has a history of incontinence, they cannot control. Give them the adult diaper. When we went to the Kailas Mansarovar, I know a couple of people put the diaper because if there is, you're on the horse and there is some high altitude, nothing wrong. Safety is more important. Come up, if you know the problem, come up with the solution. And then zero on with the solution and create the good results. Some people, due to whatever condition, impaired mental status, they cannot take the proper judgment. I had, when I was in Pennsylvania, treating the one guy, CVA left side, he recovered fully. But you know, the left side weakness in the body, your perception can be impaired. And he was saying, I want to drive. I said, please do not until somebody checks you out all your visual things. One day I go to his home, and next thing I see, his car was the biggest hole because their perception are messed up. They cannot say differentiate what is red means or what is yellow means, what is green means. And they get so impulsive because left side stroke people behavior is totally different than the right side. The right side people have usually difficulty talking, swallowing, you know. So be aware of the medical condition. Risky behavior, some people do take a chance. I was treating one lady, 85 years young. And she saw in her kitchen chandelier, the one bulb was not working. So stop breakfast. She goes, stands on the chair with the wheels. This and broke both hips. So I have always my request to all of us. Take 5 seconds pause for the pause. I am doing this. Is it safe? If it's not safe, if I had 4 bulbs, one is not working, leave it alone. Somebody you get some help to fix it. So risky behavior we all do sometimes. And on the road we always see, right? The people the way they drive and they cut you off. And so if they do that, please don't get mad, just protect yourself. Because day by day, crazy people are increasing. And my wife used to yell, like to say something. Like one time, and I was kept telling her, don't do this. You don't know who is the other person is and what is their mental status. So sure it is. He came where we are pulling for the gas. He come and he started cursing at my wife. And so it's like develop the patience, improve. You cannot take care of their mental status, so at least you can protect yourself. So now we are going to talk about environmental things, how they affect us. So if somebody lives alone, there is always a risk. So be safe. Okay? Think about the safety. If lighting, because somebody, I don't know, the zero lamp does not cost that much, but they turn all the lights off. Just few weeks ago, I treated someone who was, I treated someone, Satish Paisi. It's okay, it's okay. He's expressing. So don't ask him to go anywhere. We want his presence here. So lives alone, make sure at night time had enough light. Just few days ago, I won't tell you the name of the person, but she herself put the big chair in the hallway, whatever reason she was moving. And then, yes, I'm watching. I feel I have good sensory feedback. Okay. So she put nighttime, complete dark house. She goes in bathroom under seat. She hit the chair. Chair goes on one side. She broke her pelvis. And then all problems starts.
She was sitting in the chair.
No.
She was going to the bathroom. Chair was in the hallway. When she put it there, she forgot about it. And at night time, when urgency comes, she violated all the rules, like sit on the edge of the bed for 2 seconds, adjust your blood pressure, adjust your breathing, know your orientation. Yeah,
Good ideas.
safety first. Right? So, just one little thing, and that's fracture pelvis is not the end of the world. But then now we try to give her rehab, all that trauma and whatever she went through with blood pressure is fluctuating. It's going way up, then it goes way down. So I had somebody who has the same situation, but I learned from them. It's when it goes really down, and you feel like little orange juice, he puts the salt in it. And you drink slowly and you 5-10 minutes, blood pressure goes back. So that is the little thing we can learn from each other and deal with them. Never dwell on the problem. Be aware of the problem, come up with a solution, and then put all your energy on the solution. So living alone, poor lighting, slippery floor, you know how bathroom I used to go and see people have that thrower. And that's how the name says thrower is going to throw you. They put the after taking the back after what? Get rid of that. And if you really like the rugs, have something underneath which won't that throw rug won't slip. We put the slippers on, and we forget those slippers will make you slip. So put some nice shoes which covers your heel, so you'll be more safe. Don't walk around with or wet floor. Be careful because weight creates a less friction and you can fall. Clutter. You won't believe because I worked for 22 years. This rehab director and doing fine. I'm a director who is a working director. Never like to just sit in the office and tell people what to do. My strategy was, even though you are most difficult patient whom you cannot handle, and I'll take as a challenge and I'll take care of it. So I always keep my clinical skills sharp. So walkway should be clear. Don't put like slippers or without proper support. I have seen in the houses, townhouses, people, senior, they buy the townhouses, you open the door, 14 steps before they go in. There is no bathroom, there is nothing. The moment you open the door, you must have seen that.
I have 3 floors. I have a townhouse and 3 floors.
Now, but when you open, you have to climb the steps right away.
Yeah. From the
Multi-band. Multi-band, that's not good.
Base level पर बात नहीं
છે પણ મને 3 floor છે.
ના, third floor પર એમાં વાંધો નહીં.
I have my own elevator, but for the last 3 weeks, my elevator is not working, so I go up and down.
This level.
Yeah.
Or if God has blessed the money, get the single family.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you the other lot of houses, they have nice platform and then there is a little dip there. You know, they're not even.
Yes.
Don't buy that kind of
Kind
house.
of.
Because you are talking on the whole condition. So always think of safety. I will never understand why the senior would do it townhouse like that. What they are thinking. So be careful. And we talk about non-skid surfaces, beds, inside and outside the house, be safe. Safety rails in the tub. If you have difficulty stepping out of the step, you should have some safety rail installed in the bathroom. If you are taking shower, there should be. If you are drying yourself, you should have the shower bench. You can put it there. So sit there and change. I was just reading a couple of months ago in that my age group try to put the narrow bottom there. Remember that? And it's like it's starting doing this, married down the other, and next thing you know, he had multiple trauma. And his grandkids are laughing at him. They say, Dada, why do you do this? And Dada had no answer. So again, it's risky behavior. And if you just put the bench or something on the toilet, keep the seat down, one towel, sit and change your clothes. Wheelchair hazards. If somebody is getting up from the wheelchair, make sure the locks are in. And then when it's ready to transfer, the lock should be in. And other thing, the platform, when we put our feet, move them away. They go out and go out, so there's more room. Because if you just move the pedal, you try to, chances are you will hit it and you will lose the balance. So, and caregivers' knowledge. If somebody is taking care of it, you want to make sure it's able body, knows how to do it. If it's not, ask your physical therapist or professional therapist to establish the same. Because most of the caregivers are not licensed, they don't have much training, and each individual requirement is different to make sure that trained from. Okay, so this is what we talk about the page, and at the back page, and I won't go through all of that. It's like recommendation. So self-assessment, you take a time at home and identify which area you need to improve. So I don't call it a problem, I call it opportunity for improvement. You're not criticizing, you're just checking your safety. And if you identify this, and then if you look at the back, they are all based on the problem recommendations, like orthostatic hypotension or something. You'll say, sit on the edge of the bed, 5 to 10 seconds. And we are all spiritual people here, so we can tell you don't want to sit 5 or 10 seconds. Say, no, have mantra for 2 times. So you've got the both, bhakti and safety. Cannot ask any better than that, right? So these are the things available. Somebody was asking me, what is that lazy Sunnah? So it's like on your dining table, you have and you move around, just like you see in the hospital, they have different charts and you just move because you don't go all the way to find. In the same way, different things you need frequently, they're all stacked. So you just move and then do that. Okay. Any questions on this recommendation? It's very simple. One thing I'll say, bed mattress must be suitable for sitting at the edge without sagging and allow it to touch the floor. Because you don't want to slide down. The mattress is so hard, and you try to slide down and slip and fall. So mattress should be firm, but when you sit on the edge, your feet should be able to touch the floor. Same thing with the desk. You are working with the desk, and the computer and everything should be at your eyebrow level. So you don't spread your neck. And whatever activity we do, we should always remember if we lock our body in the position, then we should unlock. If we're doing something comes this much, stretch. Like locking to unlock. So that way your muscle won't create the I always do is like my wife, I can talk about her because she's not here today. So it's like if she's in cooking, she takes a challenge and she will like non-stop 5 to 6 hours to cook, and then she will prepare for 20. So then I have to give her massage, give her the attack, give her the painkiller. So I tell her, why don't you break down? Why do you have to work for 6 hours non-stop? Can you just do one item, then do the next day, there's no rush. But again, that's the nature. And some people have that nature, so look into that. Do I need to change it? Am I creating a problem for myself? And answer is yes. You come up with a solution. Change it. So, and life is that opportunities to always never say the problems. Opportunity for improve. You always improve. Let me just share you a little kind of joke. Who wants to be Sherlock Holmes? You want to be Sherlock Holmes? Detective. The world famous, right? Vinodbhai? Okay. So Vinodbhai goes with one of the doctor to see the movie. And Vinodbhai, when the doctor is enjoying the movie, horses are running. The doctor says, oh, look at that round horse. It's not going to make it because the day is night. And Vinodbhai being Sherlock Holmes, he says, guess what? That's the one going to lead the race. And sure it is, it happened. At the last moment, suddenly that horse gets the power and wins. So, the doctor asked the guy, how do you know this? You do the detective work also in the movies and the stories? He said, no, my friend, this is my fourth time I'm watching this. So, in lifetime, sometime at least, he was conscious enough to know, one time we do the same thing again and again. Like I said, we born with the ignorance, we live with the ignorance, and we live this world with full ignorance. But we have choice. We did not have choice when we entered this world. As we get such a beautiful places where the spiritual knowledge we can go, take advantage of that, improve the spiritual wisdom, and then leave this world with full confidence. Vinodbhai always says, try your best to get the samadhi mind. And the beautiful thing about him, if he knows somebody is, he will say, Vinodbhai, he will ask me to go, he himself will go and spend time. I think that's good. So, as a one soul to other soul helps them. Because life is short, but if you really look at the life out of it, there is C between B and D. D is our birth, and D is our departure or death. And the choice is what we make. That makes my spiritual teacher always used to say, you are the maker of your own destiny. Whatever you are, because what you did in the past. What you are going to be in the future, what you are doing now. We all have that freedom, 25% freedom. And that freedom can make a big, big difference. The same question, because in India and here we say, what is the most permanent? Is the prarabdha or purushartha? The same question was one of the spiritual guys, somebody asked him. So he asked him, stand on your one leg. He did not tell him left or right. So he stand. Now the spiritual teacher says, raise your other leg. He said, you kidding? If I raise my other leg, I'm going to fall. He says, freedom is making a choice to raise the one. Left or right, that's your destiny. But now, which leg, the other leg, you move forward, it will liberate you from the bundle. If you stay same, it will make you more tied down or attached. If you move backward, you are definitely preparing yourself a lot of negative experiences in life. So I always say we have the choice. B is fixed, but C can make a big difference. So I hope with what we just shared about the fall prevention, we all focus on C. Now is my fun part. And I'm looking at you once in a while. Oh, something right there. Okay. So I thought it was article and then people say, what did you do? Now I can see. Okay. Exercises for 5 different purposes. To bring the mobility, bring the strength, bring the correct posture, bring the balance, and create the coordination. So which you create, if I'm a salesperson and I tell you the one activity, you get all 5 things. You will buy that, right? And it is that simple. We can integrate all these 5 things in the activity we do. And now, if you look at this page, it tells you I have divided, this is also developed in our module. We can develop like phase. Everybody has to do the self-assessment of what phase I'm in. Or check, go through all. In the line down, can I do 10, 10, 10, 30 reps of lifting my leg up, moving it down, take it in, bring it down, 10, 10, 10. That's the mantra of the exercise. So if we do that, then the graduated from phase 1. And this phase 1 over here is just lying on your back. But also you can create lying on your tummy, lying on your left side, lying on your right side. So please don't limit to just this one. These are the variations. And if you really think I cannot do 30 reps on straight or lying on the sideline, then why change all this position? This is simple. I'll make it very simple to understand. When we change the position, gravity works different way on the muscles. Like for instance, when I bend my elbow and my biceps is working against the gravity. But triceps is getting elongated. But when I go down, biceps is going towards the gravity and triceps doesn't get much other than just contracting. So, but when I change the position like this, now when I work the triceps has to work hard, has to go against the gravity. So that's how, without remembering all this thing like concentric, is when the muscle gets short, eccentric, the muscle gets long. They both are known as isotonic exercises because they follow the muscle. Then there are a lot of like isometric, the muscle is so big. If somebody wants to know how to isometric, like suppose if I try to hold this and try to lift the table, but I'm not lifting. All the muscles in my arm are going to contracting, but they are not creating the change in their length. Iso is same, metric is length. Length of the muscles remains same. So when muscles are really, really big, start with isometric. Like I can, that's fine, my favorite. No, you are not going to demonstrate. Just to hold the mic. So I can show. Okay. Now this muscle is known as quadriceps. When I make it tight, see? When it tightens up, that's isometric. This muscle is making. So when I make this muscle tight, that's isometric. The length of the muscle is same and muscle thin. Same thing when you are raising your leg while lying down. Muscles are working. Some muscles work isometric. Some works as synergistic. I don't like to use all these things. In short, they all work together. You are the owner of your body. And from our house, you give the command and body follows. And I think that our house is connected with some supreme power of your soul. So these are the basically we are going to do. So I put like addition to this sideline, lying, and people ask like, oh my God, I don't have that much time. Believe me, it does not take more than 5 to 10 minutes. But mind always going to find the excuse or tell it quickly. Oh, not today. Please, Vinodbhai already bored us so much. So I'll start from tomorrow. That's the mind's game. Don't fall for that. The mind does that. Other thing, mind always sees the half thing. Only the Atma has 360 vision. Mind has only whatever it says in one thing. Like when we see the moon through our eyes, you don't see the whole moon. You just see the one front, right? So that's the limitation of mind. So mind has certain bad habits like delaying, procrastination, but also some good habits. Once you start doing the exercises, you feel good about yourself, your energy goes up, mind likes that. So in 21 days, if you miss one day, mind will tell you, let's do exercise, right? So they're experienced. And you go in the pool and you do your routine 5 days a week. Right? So that's the beauty. So look at the mind's weakness, look at the mind's strength. Why don't we see why people watch all this politics or all movies and whatever. Nobody likes that. We try to run away from our own personal challenges. So it's like escape. So that's the mind's habit. Soul-centric, spiritual thing, they will aware and they will confront, and they will not learn to just ignore, because there's so many things people are doing, ignoring their own self. Like what you call diversion. That's not a real solution, right? That's why people say the playing cards, they drink, they go to the movies, and people use the drugs. This is all escape mechanism. They don't help. Rather than understand what the problem is and overcome that. Life gives an opportunity to overcome the biggest challenge of our life. And believe me, I've talked to some healthcare worker. That's the biggest fear in life is death. And this nurse who works in ICU, maybe for you, but for me it's not. So, wow, that's again my fears and deception. The same nurse who's saying, I'm not afraid of death, has little problem, and the way she will describe, it was so obvious to me that she was not afraid of death. But self-denial, self-deception. So path of spirituality is being true to your own self. Know what the challenges are and deal with it. And you'll get the whole universe will send you the help. So any questions on and please feel free to, you are not interrupting me, you are helping me to take my second point. Yes, we can go.
When Jains visit people, say, who have had a fracture or something, they'll say, Apurvakaram no Udaisi, whatever. One thing. Second thing, if it is predestined to happen, it's going to happen. So we can add.
So, this is a very good question. It's based on the spirituality. It's like destiny versus a Purusha. And the reality is, unless we have the vision to reach the stage of Kaivalya Jnana, right? You can see all things, but at our level, we don't have that vision of 360 to see. So, what is the solution? If I have a nasty fracture, to console myself, I'll say yes, maybe some destiny, I must have broke someone's knee, in the time to pay back. But I'm not sure about that, right? So I said, okay, whatever is happening. Now let me go to therapy. Let me ask the doctor, and what can I do to overcome? So see, then your energy is not on destiny. You are bringing your energy in what can I do about it. My spiritual people always used to say, in given situation, because we really don't know why this is happening. So you say, once it's happened, we know for sure it's happened. So acceptance, because once you accept, it gives you the energy to deal with it. If you deny, if you try to just blame your destiny, acceptance, and do your best in any given situation. And once you do that, it will at least empower us. So if that happens to me, this is how I will do. Because it's so easy. Mind always trying to get some excuse for somewhere. I really was not going to get angry, but the way she talked or he talked to me, it made me angry. Do you really think like someone has that power to get us angry? Not really, because it comes from within. If I choose not to, then I'll share with you a little bit off track, but I'll share with you. When Bhagavan Buddha was conducting his satsang, one guy comes in, walks to him, was so mad, you can see the way he was walking, the body language, and he spit on his face. And the Buddha Another like Mahavir, Karuna, he just takes his clothes, wipes it out, and he continues, and he looks at it. Do you want to say anything more? This guy did not understand what he's saying. What do you want? Do you want to express anything else? But this guy was so mad, he just walks away. The same man next day comes in because he was thinking all about this. Next day, again when he's doing the satsang, he is now on his feet and crying and asking for forgiveness, but he's crying so profusely. The Buddha is the same thing. Do you want to say something? Do you want to express? Because what happens in our life, certain tragic event or something happens, we are unable to express. Words cannot describe that. So tears will do. Some people, and that's why I love Bhagavan Mahavir. He has identified meditation 4 types, right? Artha Dhyan, when you are worried about something. Raudra Dhyan, when you get real mad. And Dharma Dhyan and Sukha. So that's the only person in the world who will remember if he does that also Dhyan. What is Dhyan is nothing but power of attention. And you become one with it. An angry person, if you look at them, their eyes will tell you, if you get too close to them, you'll speak on it. Just because they are so loud and doing all these things. So you become one with that passion. So if somebody can one with that kind of passion, it can be reversed also true. When they are in Akara and Karuna, forgiveness, Daya, Kshama, Shanti, all divine qualities, that can happen too. And that is nothing but learning to that. And attention is the key of whatever attention you put, that's going to grow. Water, sister?
No.
So that's how attention has that power. So, okay. Any other questions about that? If God forbid, if that happens to me, I will accept. Because any time we go through the different things, I mean, anger, frustration, depression, we try to bargain with God, so God, cure me from this, and in return, I will do pain, whatever way I want to. But that's also one of the emotion. But the final healthy emotion is accept. But once you accept, that means you are not going to go through that emotion? Yes, you will. But eventually, you will have peace with yourself and you will move forward like that. Through that story, moving forward. And a lot of time in life, our problems are self-created. I'll just share one little story with you. One professor comes in and he says, when he's taking lunch with some other professors, same batata bhaji and they cook same was. He thought maybe he doesn't like his wife cooks roti and batata chap. Second day, third day, he keeps saying the same complaint. So finally he said, look, my friend, if you don't like it, why don't you tell your wife to do some bindi or something different? He says, what wife? What wife? I'm not even married. So they said, who cooks your food? He says, who else is going to cook? I cook myself. So what I'm trying to say, a lot of problems we create, and we get stuck with that so much, we forget about the solution. So bring your attention towards the solution and do your best. That's the best we can do. So these are the things. Now is the time to demonstrate. Still, I need you don't demonstrate, but if you keep the mic so people can see. Okay, the first sitting, and I think all people will deliberately put the chair in a hand.
Yeah.
Please stand by. You want to sit? All we can just do it. 10, 10, 10. Now I'll show you, it doesn't take that long. Or keep your heel on the floor. Dr. Saab, please uncross your leg because we are all active participants. And oh, अच्छा 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 आप भाई सब ठीक. So raise your heels up. I mean the toes up towards the head and down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you are tired of something, 1 second break, then another 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we go 10 more or move on to the next one? Okay, let's repeat that one. Okay, 10 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. Ankle pump we call, but we separated it. Now let's do a little bit forward in the chair. Pull your legs in and raise your hips up. Very good. That's right. I'll call you when I need. 1, 2. Let's do 30 non-stop. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. You feel some pull at your back, right? So that's the good news. In this ankle, we just separated two different, like first the front and other in the back. In your picture, maybe only one. But I like the separation. Now the next one is raise your one. No. When you go in front, this part is very small. And when you go on the heels, you tap it. Couple of months ago, Vinodbhai sent me the video. This is the only calf exercises. If somebody has proven, it reduces the blood sugar. That's the point for more. That's for me. I'm too sweet, so my blood always should more sugar. Okay, so is it now the next one? Raise your leg up, lock your ankle. How do you lock your ankle? Move your toes towards your head. Lock your knee so there is no slack. Then bring it down. Now we'll do alternate and we'll do 30 alternate. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other leg. Lock, down. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, and rest. So when we did like this count, it's like 15 each. What your goal is to go for, if you are going to count like that, then 60. So each leg will have 30. Once that gets really easy, then I'm not going to increase the number of reps, but I would say put some weight there. 1 pound, 2 pound, cup weight. Cup weight, as you know, as a velcro, you can tie around your ankle. So that way, when the resistance comes, muscles get stronger. So the 1 pound, 2 pound, 3 pound. By the time you go 10 pounds, you are ready to climb the Mount Everest. So, but again, it should be progressive. If you have any pain or something, don't be too pushy. Allow yourself to work. Okay, now both legs together. Lock your ankle, lock your knees. Ankle. 2, 10. Okay, so I'm getting tired. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't forget to lock your ankle in. 10. 5 more. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay. So now both legs together. Same principle. Both legs are getting stronger. Put some weight there. So that way, because if you ask to increase more and more reps, it really doesn't help much, but resistance helps more. So that part. Now, my patient will say this exercise is the windshield wiper. Raise your both legs up, out, in, and out. Up, out, in, and down. 2, 3, 4. We'll go for 10. 5. I'm glad she's participating. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So far, so good, right? We started with it easy. Now, Lakshmi, I need your help. Now you are going to do a little difficult. So you are going to take your support off from your back into the chair. Put your hand on the chair and raise your both legs up and down. Go back support. 2, 3, 4. Good button. 5, 6. And other thing, don't rock the body, okay? Body straight. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Out of it. I see you are doing 50% of the. Oh, sure. So you need something like.
Yeah, these chains are not here.
Yeah, if it is something related. So if that range should be, if you are in doubt, then you can pull and see that should be the range. So if muscle is not going that far, that means muscle is big. That's the thing. So what I was trying to say, if you are just this much, you don't have potential to do this part. That means, and if you cannot go, that means your muscle is big. So how you whether you are taking, going, using your hand to see, and if you cannot stay there, that means your muscles are weak. And usually it starts from proximal, like hip. Hip gets weaker, then knee, and then ankle is the last one. So keep that in your mind. Okay? And your chair should be appropriate, like this, right? And no rocking the body, but this will be easy to rock.
Right.
And then we think we are working so hard. Go rocking, tighten up your abdomen, and going this. Okay? So that will make your abdomen like core, and also the back stretch. Thank you.
Vinodbhai, Ajit. Quick question.
આ recording છે. Okay, Taru, ready? Right now I'm supporting with my hands. With the hand support I do, that's your harder. But I'm not challenging. At the beginning, let's do this way. Stay. Now we are going to do the equilibrium.
Take pin man
30 seconds. All exercises, you are talking about back pain and you are going to go on that. Avi chair will do it. No, but please make sure don't fall off the chair. Okay? With your one hand like this and try to reach, touch the floor if you can. Then come back, go on the side. If you can't touch the floor, don't worry. You won't lose the balance. Other side. This is same time you are going. Yeah.
It feels the back.
This is
Yeah, you will feel.
Yes. This is back.
And then this is what we did side. So it makes strong from your side of the back. Now once more, this rotation. So then you will go to the side rotation. You will hear cracking and popping in your back. Okay, that's common. So this side, other side. You can use your chair to create more stretch. But the only thing I will say, create the more stretch, but don't jerk. Because any sudden motion, not good. It should be like a doing yoga. Gentle, sustained stretch. Okay, so that part. Now again, for back and abdomen, I'm going to show. Thank you very much. Sitting without back support, sliding on the thing, going forward and touching the ground. Hold your arm and then tighten up your abdomen. Stand. Don't stand there like go back. Then forward. Touch the ground. Fold your arms. Tighten up your abdomen. Go up, up, up. Because it's important to forward and going backward and make sure we are tightening up our abdomen because this is the core, this is the central part of the body. Stronger the central part, research shows a lot of problems in the immune, the gastrointestinal to all kinds of problems. So that's what basically we can do in the sitting for the legs. Then we'll do something for arms. In sitting, and all these things we can do in the sitting as well as standing based on our level. Stretch your both arms, move it forward, come it forward, all the way up. Stretch your arm, go stretch, go back up your leg, stretch backward, come forward. Release your hand, come forward and down. I know there is a lot of things, but this is how I will just show you. Just in the standing. Forward, sideways, come then up, because we are squeezing 12 different exercises. Going all the way up, stretching, going back up to the neck, stretching backward. Then bringing it forward where they should meet each other, and then again stretch it backward, sideways, forward, down. Because that literally it creates like 12 to 15 exercises in one exercise, which is good, right? Then whatever you are doing in the sitting, I'll just show you standing. It's like stretching this way and going down, 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 down. Then you touch your toes. And hold your hand. Right up your abdomen. This one. Keep your head back. It's standing. Just think like the Ramdev Baba is doing. We cannot go up to his level, but at least we can sustain ourselves, right? And that will help. Most of the female, I notice, they don't have that hamstring tightness. But the male, and especially taller people, have more hamstring tightness. And they also have difficulty sitting on the ground. Like, puja karama they say have a hard time. So actually they need to stretch the muscles like hamstring, then we call adductor stretch. It's like going this way, like figure of four and pushing it down. And other leg, pushing it down. And then both legs. It was funny. I was in the camp and I was sitting like this. And the young kid came to me, "Oh, you don't have legs?" Because for them it's very unusual to see. I said, no, I was just stretching my leg like this. So, sitting is the best thing really from India to all people. You always used to sit, sitting on the ground, right? So, Gita, I'm sorry, the knee replacement, you have Deepika Ben said. तो तुम्हारे नाम है सर ग्राउंड पर गन्ने पर तो नहीं रिप्लेसमेंट एक मास तो एक लाख बोलने छोटो बने अच्छा that's good which is very unusual
On the mean basis.
पर एक प्रैक्टिस करवाने ना अगर society का problem propose I'll just show you cross your leg from this knee should go towards the opposite side, like pulling it. All right. Perfect. Perfect. You will feel some stretch because you are building your muscle. And going other. This kind of thing you can do in lying down, you can do in sitting, you can do also in standing. But standing, just make sure you don't fall or have some support. So this is all about sitting exercises. Now I'm going to just demonstrate, I think we are on time, demonstrate the exercises in standing. If we reach that standing level, and if you feel comfortable, then really you can skip lying down, skip sitting, because nobody has all that time, right? You have to be practical. So you can do the standing. I'll tell you the standing exercises, which is the balance after all the things what you are doing. And I was treating one lady, 72 years young, fracture her hip, and when I was treating her, the first one was 85 or something. And after 4 or 5 years, the same lady broke the other one. Today, how I give the exercises? This man, he recognized me. I said, really? So that's what they call me. Nobody can say, sometimes they'll say window. I said, I'm not window. So then I become this. So anyway, so 92 plus. He said, really, do you remember me? Now, honestly, it's not. But I just said, you look very familiar. Sometimes it's lie. Otherwise, very ego. You know what? He showed me all standing exercises. I said, you are not, I was not even your patient. but it's not my wife, I'm giving the hand out, I'm doing it. I'm fine. She won't do it. She broke the hip. So that's the, again, that's the C between B and D, right? So here I will show you the standing exercises. And those who want to participate, fine. And it's more of the same thing what we did in the sitting, going on your toes and down. Now imagine the tiny muscle has to lift your entire body against the force of gravity. How strong you are, right? So that is one. And 1 second. This is just a posture and strengthening. But how to incorporate the coordination is watch. So now my brain has to work, lifting one arm up, one arm back, and going all the way towards. So that's how you also cognitively remain sharp and giving the multitask. Women are good for doing multiple things at the same time. For me, it's a hard time. I can do one thing at a time. So when you move one arm forward, one arm backward, you are integrating. So brain has to do that. Plus you are lifting the body, right? Then the same principle. Now we are going to go like, let's say, and you have all these things there. Other one is going backward. That time you are right on the road. Because it's very hard going backward and maintain my posture. You did that. You are doing great. Nah, you are going on your toes. Be careful. Yes. Because that's hard. Because especially when you go backward, you lose the down. So that part, yes. Yes, going on your hips, not toes. Toes will finish, which was easy, but going on here, please, I don't want anybody to fall, okay? So it's a risky factor, right? Now we are going to do very easy. Okay, now the other thing I would say is like marching, but marching also to coordinate the coordination. You can march. Just watch me. Bring your knee as high as you can, as high as you can, and shifting the weight because we need all these things while walking. Maintaining your balance. You are standing on one leg, right? So this is good. And integrating one arm goes forward, one goes backward. The same way. Now the next one is side kick. Easy to remember: forward kick, backward kick, side kick. So that's a lot easy. So let's do the side kick. Don't kick anybody. Everybody's. Don't kick anybody. Yeah. Spread out. Sorry. Don't kick anybody. And don't keep the microphone. So that's the sign. We can do backward kick. Hanuman ji form of that's the backward kick. Hanuman ji okay, then we can do this. Bending the knee back. Bending the knee back. This is all easy. I show you something. You have to feel confident and increase your reputation as you can. The last one is the standing. A lot of people won't be able to do, but whatever level you can, keep your feet apart. And then bend your knees and go as far as you can. Then lift it up. Same principle. Okay. Now just watch me. I'm going to do the full squat. getting up, moving back. You don't try. Now, come on, full squat, right? Okay, we are going to talk about that. Remind me, okay? This is full squat, holding my head, lifting it up, putting my head back, and going back. What's the purpose in therapy when you want to check the pain is coming from the back, hip or knee? We will do this full squat test. If they can do it, get up, it tells us what's going on. Now, the very important. There are the exercises, what we call closed chain and open chain. Closed chain means where your joint is compressed. Right now, when I'm standing or standing on one, my hip, knee, ankle, they are all compressed. If we have pain, again, the pain will say 0 to 10. Little discomfort, 1 or 2, okay. But if it's more than 5, don't do it. Because that's known as closed chains, compressive forces on the joint. But that means you can do other exercises like stationary bicycle, swimming.
I do water aerobics.
Walking,
Water aerobics.
water aerobics. Yes, yes. We call aquatic therapy. Yeah, so that kind of, remember, all exercises are not good. Some are good, like open chains are good. Closed chain after certain age and certain joint condition, we should not do. Because I was studying what we was doing the Surya Namaskar. And he had the tall rotator cuff. And he said, my goal is, I said, no, you're not going to go back to the Surya Namaskar. Certain neck condition, you don't do the Shirshasana. It's like a compressive force. It will put you in the hospital. So I'm not trying to create the fear, but I'm trying to say indication and contraindication. Certain times, certain things are good. If you're in doubt, you can ask. I'll be more than happy. I'm bad at answering the phone, but you can send me the text message, and at my convenience, I will get you. Yes, yes. Speak loudly so everybody can hear.
Whenever we are doing something, cooking or walking or whatever, we pull our muscle on a certain way. What do you recommend? Working and I can do exercise for like a week.
In the standing, like I said, don't follow my life, don't cook for 6 hours. No, yeah. Muscle memory, best thing is change the position of the body. And second thing, if there's some new issue, in the kitchen, you have the kitchen counter, right? Open it up, put one time one leg, and then change to the other leg. So you are giving the breathing room to your joints. You are not overcharging. Okay? Are you able to get up from there?
Yes.
So
Some of the yoga poses for doing every day, and it effective is high glucose, and somebody yoga teacher they don't do it.
yeah, certain things.
6 hours on you were doing it.
Who was doing that? No, right? That's not good because there is already increase of pressure. Sarvangasana, yeah, that is also too much strain on your neck. Also, like you lie down and breathe your leg and go. Always listen to your body. If pain level crosses the 5, that means it's not good for you.
Can I add something?
Yes.
Knowingly or unknowingly, while doing these poses, you are activating some pressure points that are helping to regulate your blood pressure, your cholesterol, whatnot.
Yes, yes.
So exercising is always a
Always. Because trigger point and Chinese acupuncture, now just share the story of how that acupuncture developed. One guy had a headache for years and years. and was not getting anywhere, way down the story. And one time he was walking, and one of his enemies threw some sharp knife, and that knife entered his leg, and he was in agonizing pain. But then after 2 days, he discovered his headache is gone. Go to that. So what Rashid is saying, there are in the body at the pressure point, at the puncture point, and if somebody gets on that, it can, because it's nothing but the flow of energy. And if you really want to harmonize the flow of energy, close your eyes, just try to go in the silent mode. Try to minimize the thoughts and distractions and worry, pass it on to some higher power. The more you go in inner silence, you can hear what Bhagavan Mahavir was saying, that Vinodbhai, that Vinodbhai is not verbal, it is internal. And the only time you can hear that, it will become silent. Now the last concluding prayer I do when we are ending this, I will be here if anybody has questions, feel free. I'm sorry, I did not bring that thing. What I was talking about Nirvanchana. Yes, sir.
One thing, the woman to the phone right now is answering some. Cell phone is somewhere else, people rush, so let phone go, but that's another thing is hydration. Hydration.
Yes.
Yeah, keep yourself hydrated.
Yes. Very two important suggestion.
The cell phone, no.
It says we should maintain hydration because it's summertime, and don't rush for the cell phone and that time, because that's advantage and disadvantage of technology. How many accidents happens while driving? People are texting. In this sense, you're not holding the position of Biden or Modi or Yusuf worry. It's not going to be the end of the world. Let it wait. Okay, my last thing I'm doing, I'm concluding. This is last part of the Nirvana Shatak with Adi Shukracharya. When he was around 7 years young, and he goes to his guru's place and knocking on the door, and guru asks him, "Who is it?" And then he answered like, "Oh, so you heard." So he said, "I'm not body, I'm not mind, I'm not guru, I'm Shikta, and all these things." He's the negative part, and the last part he says who he is. So I'm just going to end with that last part. Aham nirvikalpo nirakar rupa vibhura krishna sarve priyam sada me saman Shiva Shiva Sachiva. I pray Almighty God that we all experience Sat, which is soul, eternal, eternally unchangeable permanence. Chit has all wisdom and knowledge, and Anand to all bliss. That is the one true self. And that 7 years young boy is telling his guru, who he knew. So all the enlightened soul in the world, Kabir, Buddha, Krishna, all talking about knowing yourself. Even Jesus said, know thyself. To follow them. They Swarup Sanjali, Pami Dukha, Samjali, Padamu, Shri Sari. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you very much for giving me enough time. Last place where I want, I will wish. Messages. Thank you very much.
One thing that I should say, Vinodbhai gave the last